In a house on a hill in a town full of friendly faces lived a little girl named Mercy Watson. And if you didn't know who Mercy Watson was, well, let me tell you. Mercy Watson was a small pig with a big heart and an even bigger appetite for toast. With her best friend, a red-headed girl named Taylor, by her side, she would spend her days causing hilarious trouble around town, from accidentally setting off fireworks to breaking a priceless statue. These two friends were always getting into scrapes, much to the chagrin of Taylor's grumpy Aunt Agatha. But through it all, their bond remained strong, proving that friendship could conquer all. One day, while exploring the attic of Taylor's house, they stumbled upon an old trunk filled with bizarre contraptions and peculiar gadgets. Among these oddities was a large telescope pointed directly out of the attic window. Curiosity got the better of them, and Mercy gazed through the lens, her eyes twinkling with wonder. "Oh, look, Taylor," she exclaimed, "there's this big, beautiful planet right outside our window." Taylor, skeptical at first, peered through the telescope and gasped in amazement. "Wow, it does look like there's a planet out there," she whispered. "I wonder if anyone else can see it." With renewed energy, the two friends raced to the backyard, eager to show off their incredible discovery to the world. They called for their neighbors, Mr. and Mrs. Peabody, a middle-aged couple known for their love of gardening. "Come quick," shouted Taylor. "You have to see something amazing." The Peabodys, intrigued by the children's excitement, followed them back to the attic and looked through the telescope. At first, they couldn't see anything unusual, leading them to believe that the children were playing a trick. However, when Mrs. Peabody took a closer look, her eyes widened in surprise. "Well, I never," she exclaimed. "It does look like there's a planet out there." Overcome with joy, the children and the Peabodys rushed to tell the rest of the neighborhood about the incredible planet. Soon, everyone in town had gathered in Taylor's backyard, gazing through the telescope and sharing in the wonder of the unexpected discovery. Mr. Henderson, an elderly gentleman with a passion for astronomy, was among those who came to see the planet. After examining it through the telescope, he announced, "This is a once-in-a-lifetime event. It's a green planet, which is extremely rare." The crowd gasped in awe, feeling privileged to witness such a unique phenomenon. They marveled at the vibrant color and the intricate details visible on the planet's surface. It seemed almost surreal to them that they were sharing this special moment together. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the yard, the townspeople prepared to go home. Before parting ways, they made plans to return the following night, to observe the planet once again. Everyone was looking forward to seeing it, but most of all, they were excited to spend another evening together as a community. When the next day rolled around, the townspeople were eager to gather once more and witness the mysterious planet. However, upon reaching Taylor's backyard and looking through the telescope, they were met with a disappointing sight. The planet was nowhere to be found. Confused and disheartened, they checked the sky, hoping to spot it, but it was nowhere to be seen. Had it been a trick of their minds? They wondered if they had all imagined the incredible discovery from the night before. Aunt Agatha, who had come along to see the planet, couldn't help but express her skepticism. "I told you all this was ridiculous," she said with a smug smile. "There was no planet. You were all foolish enough to believe it." Her comments only fueled the group's determination to find the truth. They refused to believe that what they had seen the night before was a figment of their imagination. Determined to solve the mystery, they decided to visit Mr. Henderson, the astronomy enthusiast, for help. Upon hearing their tale, Mr. Henderson's face lit up with understanding. "Ah, I know what happened," he said with a twinkle in his eye. "The planet you saw last night was only visible under very specific conditions. It's not truly green, but appears that way when certain atmospheric conditions occur. It's quite rare, and we're very fortunate to have witnessed it." The townspeople were relieved to hear that their experience wasn't imaginary, but they couldn't help but feel disappointed that they wouldn't be able to see the green planet again. As they left Mr. Henderson's house, they couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. Back at Taylor's house, Mercy and Taylor were feeling guilty for inadvertently causing so much commotion the night before. They knew everyone was upset that they could unsee the planet again, and they wanted to do something to make it up to them. As they pondered how to fix things, Taylor had a brilliant idea. "Let's throw a party," she exclaimed. "We can invite everyone in town, and we'll decorate the yard with all the things people like to look at in the sky, like clouds, balloons, and kites." And so they set to work. inviting their neighbors and preparing for the biggest party the town had ever seen. On the day of the party, the entire community turned up, bringing food, drinks, and games to enjoy. The atmosphere was filled with excitement and anticipation as everyone waited for the festivities to begin. The children ran around playing games while the adults chatted and laughed. There was music, dancing, and plenty of delicious food to go around. Despite the disappointment over the missing planet, everyone was having a wonderful time. Then, just as the party was reaching its peak, something incredible happened. A flock of brightly colored parrots flew overhead, landing in the trees surrounding Taylor's house. The townspeople gasped in amazement as the birds began squawking and screeching, creating a cacophony of noise. The parrots were huge, with feathers that shimmered in the sunlight. They had never seen anything like this before in their town. Overwhelmed with joy, the children ran to Mercy and Taylor, their eyes shining with excitement. "Look, look," they shouted. "The planet is here." The children and the townspeople rushed to the backyard, hoping to catch another glimpse of the mysterious planet. But instead of finding a planet, they were met with the sight of the parrots squawking and screeching in the trees. Disappointed, they were about to give up hope of seeing the planet when suddenly, one of the parrots flew down from the tree and landed on the telescope. The bird cocked its head to one side, as if beckoning them to follow. Curious, the townspeople followed the parrot's gaze and looked through the telescope, and there it was, the planet from the night before, shining brightly in the sky. The parrots had led them to it. Overjoyed, the townspeople cheered and thanked the parrots for helping them find the planet. They marveled at the beauty of the green planet, feeling grateful for the parrots' guidance. As the night wore on, the party continued with the townspeople dancing and celebrating their good fortune. The children played games and chased each other around the yard, while the adults enjoyed the music and the company of their friends and neighbors. Finally, as the moon climbed higher in the sky, it was time to say goodbye. The townspeople packed up their things and headed home, their hearts filled with happiness and gratitude. From that day forward, the townspeople never forgot the night they had shared together. They often reminisced about the party and the parrots that had brought them all together, and whenever they looked up at the sky, they couldn't help but smile, knowing that they had witnessed something truly special.